some reason my screen isn't on. I don't know why that is. That should fix it. There we go. We have picture. We have advanced to the new level. Okay, so we didn't manage to die yet, which is good, because I would rather not spend any of the 30 clones, because if that works, then I know I can do the no revival one. Technically, I could already do the no revival one, but because the game is very unpredictable, I would rather not stream my failure. At least not yet. So we will go into the career, and if I'm not mistaken, what we've come to now is doing a new ship. And hopefully this time it won't crash. I've noticed that there are a couple of hotfixes applied to the game. Most notably, your airlocks will no longer crash the game if they are unpressurized and going to the furnace, although I still don't know how would you even do that. I think you would have to make extra effort to have our airlock pressurized to that point where it goes in. Okay, so certification, we're on zeros, everything because it crashed as we were doing the last one. Let me check the equipment. I don't have any points to spend, but the percentages are all fine. Notice that I didn't need to fix my thrusters or the spectrum cross-spectrum scanner at any point yet. Those tools just don't get worn enough to be wrecked. But we will now pick a new ship, and are you kidding me? So one thing I forgot to mention that is you will get new ships each time you start the game. You will never get the same selection, and I was hoping that we would have the science vessel or the science. I can't remember how it's called. The Stargazer. I can't remember. We are on rank 5, and rank 5 we finally get the heavy cargo. We will not be doing any more station hoppers. Trust me, they're all the same, they have some extra bits inside, but they're still the same bloody ship, and I am tired of them. Heavy cargo, I like. Although it is fair to say that you will earn more money with station hopper, just because it has more bits in it. But these babies are easier to do, and I really like them. I really like the heavy cargo gecko. Immediately I see that there are 2 stacks here, which I don't know. Yeah, I have to detach them from the inside. Let's check. Yeah, this is pretty much the classic thing. And the reactor is laying on its belly, which is good. You'll see why later. I am going to immediately work on these panels. Oh, I am having some lag or some frame drops, but it seems to be only temporary. Seems to be working just fine now. We can go be careless because my cutter cannot cut the upper parts yet. And did I burn something I shouldn't have? I don't think so. These are all armor plate. And armor plate goes the furnace. But before I do that, I did a boo-boo. Yeah, I wanted to get the antennas out of the way because I am going to break them. They are fragile as hell and I will break them. So, you go in. You please do not go in there. You go in there. There we go. Don't snap at me. 2 antennas, 2 inside. Let's try to catch this one by the edge. I could just force push them inside and just not waste tethers. Oh, did I miss a... What? Did that go into the processor by mistake? It was unplanned. What? I was doing this very fast. There we go. So I would prefer not to lose another 600 kilograms of armor, so in there you go. That's the last bit we can do from outside. The rest is we go in.
Deposit accepted.
Oh, work order already completed.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Okay, and you will now see the difference of the heavy cargo ship from the inside.
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Pretty much an open space. Still no light. And I didn't bring an utility key. Should. Maybe I have one? No. I have to bring one. So we have two airlocks, which is fine. There's no freaking matchbox inside. We have plenty of room to work around with, and pretty much everything is opened up. It's also easier to get around.
Air pressure level decreasing.
There we go. Open the door, please. Oh.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Okay, excellent. I really like the attach with how you can grab onto things.
Air
That's really nice.
Level decreasing.
Okay, let's bring the stuff in. I still don't know what the beta logs do. I honestly haven't been playing around with that too much. Did I get everything? No, there's a cockpit yet.
Air pressure level decreasing.
2 more data logs. Okay. And in we go. Time to start cutting. Now, we need to be careful of a few things. There are quite a few things on these cargo ships that can blow up, and since we don't have the protective covering of matchbox, we run the risk of setting things on fire. We would like to avoid setting things on fire because it's bad for your health. And there's 4 things there that can pretty much blow up right away, so close range and hope for the best. Try not to get your beams deflected too much, because that will happen and you can set yourself fire, and hope that no glitches catch you. The generator is up here, and heat sinks. So these ships can produce quite a number of cash quite quickly. And you can probably see that some panels are already detaching. As we've discussed before, if the panel has something attached to it, for some reason it bounces off the moment the cut links are cut. In itself, that's not entirely a bad thing, as it makes more room to work with. These are actually hatch doors, well, cargo hatch locks, so we'll cut those open. This will also jump up the moment it's cut, unless they fix that. No, they haven't. It's already opening up. Actually, maybe that's intentional. I don't know why, but again, the point is to cut as many cuts as you can in the first shift to detach everything you can detach and salvage everything you can salvage right away to make enough room to work on your next shift. This is also now hovering inside, which is fine, I don't care. There is another riskier bit with these ships, and I'm probably hovering right over them right now. Both the crucial pipes, the coolant and the fuel pipe, are right underneath me. They're here. Well, we can see them on this side. Hold on. There you go. So, as you can see, that coolant pipe, if I nick that, The moment I nick that, and there is a good chance I could, as you can see how close it is to cut points, the moment I cut them, the meltdown starts. And right now, since I haven't flushed the fuel yet, if I nick one of the fuel pipes, kablooey! And because the reactor is very close to the fuel pipes, that will blow up as well. In short, there are multiple scenarios of this going extremely bad extremely quickly. All of these scenarios we will try to avoid. I say try because, as I've proven in the previous streams, there is nothing simpler than blowing yourself up.
Oxygen reserves are critical. Affordable oxygen supplies are available for purchase
Utility
at the
key.
master jack.
There we go. Okay, so immediately let's start putting this stuff into the processor, as there is absolutely no point in keeping it here, and it's actually very nice to start detaching things as soon as you possibly can. I don't want to hit myself in the head with this, as it hurts. Okay, so this thing, in there you go. Before I send this thing in, I would like to detach whatever those things. This is a crane, and we do want to... The crane actually costs a fair bit, so we do want to detach that first. No sense in destroying it. Wrong button. We want to save this crane. And
Salvage secured. Credits
now
deposited.
finding the links for this rail is always a bit of a thing, because some of them are hidden and my braking doesn't seem to be as braking as I would like it to brake. I think I upgraded the brakes, but I honestly don't feel it. Where was that smokestack thing? Whatever it is, it's here. Oh, that's a...
Valuable object.
Got about 5 minutes left in this shift, Cutter. Don't bite off more than you can chew.
Yeah.
We wrap.
Okay, let's get some of this thing out. So this is supposed to go to the barge, but for some reason it's being stubborn. Why are you being stubborn? Can you go away, please? Yes, you can. Perfect. So why are you being stubborn? What's holding you back, or holding you in, or holding you... Oh yeah, you have cut points on the sides. I forgot this is a hard ship, so there's more cut points for everything.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
So you go in, and of course, what is this thing? It's a sensor array, of course it is. And that goes to the barge. Whoa. And that went exactly as planned. We will send this in as well. And is this going to the processor though? It is. Perfect. This thing goes into the processor as well, so we're just sending a big pile of stuff to the processor. There we go. I think that the pulling force will take care of the rest. Oh, another work order is completed, and we'll... Oh, is this furnace? No, it's processor. Perfect. Do we have to do the same thing here? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But we have 3 minutes left, so let's detach what we can detach. I love the big ships. The big ships that have enough room to work inside of them. The reason I don't like the station hoppers is because they're so cramped, and I have to spend so much time disassembling that big matchbox. I call it a matchbox because when you strip away the hull it looks like a matchbox, but I mean those inner compartments. With this one, plenty of room to maneuver, And yeah, it's valued a few thousand, even maybe million less, but it is much more enjoyable to work on. Ooh, no, 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 naughty boy, you go there. There we go. It is much more enjoyable to work on these, and much more rewarding, as I said, because since you can do them faster, you can do more of them, and they're less tiring to do. Which is a bit of an unfair thing. It's not that the station hoppers are boring, but they're fiddly. Especially the generator part. It's very, very fiddly. This one is better. I believe I've mentioned something about things blowing up. I want to know what blew up since the coolant is over there. But what's important is we have not nicked the coolant line. Hold on, what the hell blew up? I don't know what the hell blew up. It's now playing the danger music, but it's fine. It's fine, stop playing the danger music. I didn't do anything. It was a minor coolant leak.
Alright, Cutter. Wrap it up. You got about a minute left.
Okay, let's get this flushed and let's cut what we can. Now I have to be, well, not careful with these, but careful with the ones on the other side. But I do want to cut as many of these as I can. Because the less I have to cut next round, the more money I can earn. Since all of the bits and pieces that you put in to the processor are so huge, you can make potentially a lot of profit even from minor salvage. Okay, this thing can actually go out entirely. So we will get all of those bits out into the processor. Let's see. Yeah, we earned 1.7 million just from that, and I wasn't even doing it very seriously. Don't know what we destroyed. That armor plate, which probably got somehow drifted in the wrong direction. But that's fine. We also earn a lot more points now. I'm not gonna spend them on anything yet, though. Although I want to check something. Is there a piece of equipment we can actually buy off now? Yes, we can. We can get the thrusters, which are 1750. We can get the scanner, which is 3500. I think they got more expensive now. And we have a lot more unlockables that we want. We want the fuel capacity. I believe there is also an oxygen capacity. Yeah. No, just the rebreathing capacity. The recharge. There is the protection. We want that as well. There is the brake. We want that since we're faster now. The tether amount we want as soon as possible. So we'll probably scrounge up for this thing first. And then the heat capacity. Do we need to fix? Oh yes. This might be the reason that thing blew up, because the cutter is at 0%. When the cutter is at 0%, it becomes erratic, let's say. I think it's like a stray beam can hit one of the nearby things and just wreck it. At least it seems that way. I don't know if that's actually the case. But it does seem that when it's on 0%, it's not that it doesn't cut, it's just that it seems to detonate things that are nearby to it. If that's actually the case, I have no idea. I have no way to confirm it. Actually, probably if I played the free mode, I could probably play around with it a bit. Okay, we got the coolant mission done, so we got all the coolant we wanted from this. which means that it doesn't matter if I break this one. But I don't want to break this one, so we will salvage it. Of course. And now we're going into here. I want to get these cuts out of the way. I have nicked this pipe more times than I care to admit. So I'm being very, very careful now. I'm cutting from quite close. If I cut it from here, I'm gonna nick it for sure. So I'm going to go around. Although that's wasting a bit of time, but that's fine. I would rather be wasting a bit of time and not ruin the reactor. Okay.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
I'm also cutting from an angle which is as far away as that bloody pipe can be. Because it will take whatever chance it can to screw me over. And you can see, even though this is a gecko just like Station Hopper, lots more fuel. Lots more fuel. Okay. And it's actually easier to salvage this reactor because all I need to do is first of all get this pipe out of the way, which is fine because it's empty, and then remove this bar, and then pull this off and just pull the whole thing out of its cover. So it's actually easier because I don't have to get the whole jacket out of the way. I just need to get the cover out of the way. And removing the cover will not trigger a meltdown, which means I don't have to drain the coolant. Which means I'm not playing a race against time the moment the bloody thing starts. Oh my god. This is closed. This thing is pressurized.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Okay.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
That's one thing that I have noticed that happens on the cargo ships. The cargo ships, even though you depressurize them, the doors don't open. You probably noticed on the smaller ships that whenever you would depressurize a ship, all the doors would open up, which made things a lot easier. Not on the big ones. On the cargo ship, it doesn't always open all the doors, and I don't know if that's intentional or a bug. I would like to think it's intentional. It's like another thing that you have to be careful about. Also answers my previous question on how the this is what blew up, wasn't it? Yeah, I nicked a heatsink. That's what blew up. A heatsink blew up. Well, at least I have an answer. Oh. Can this go away? Yay. I don't mind you if you tilt a bit. I need to get in here. I might be wrong, but I think that some of these cut points are taking more. Could just do this. Thing is, that split saw likes to do things that it's not supposed to do, especially if there is a cuttable material nearby. So we will not overuse that. Ouch. Oh crap. Got stuck. This can go out. Oh no, don't you dare. That's where you're supposed to go. You are also supposed to go in there. And you're going to the barge. Let's just tether it. I don't feel like pushing it around. This goes to the processor as well, and this thing goes to the processor as well. Yes, it does. I'm correct. I think that this thing goes to the processor as well. Yes, it does. Go in there. Is this thing free? Yes, this thing is also free. This thing didn't have a crane. Usually only one of them has a crane.
Processing valuable object. Credit
Oh,
awarded.
this thing is free as well. Perfect. You can go in there as well.
Caution. Tether supplies running low.
That's fine. I can always buy more, especially now that I'm earning so much more. And did I cut all the points here? I did cut all the important ones. Perfect. Yep. Now these won't let me get rail guide. What did we process? Nanocarbon. Nanocarbon is done. We have 3 tethers left, so let's get this thing down. Although I could have just force pushed it. Now I can't detach these because there's cargo on the bottom. But the moment I detach the cargo, it slides out. Oh.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
There we go. Yeah. Figured that's what's gonna happen.
Warning. Oxygen reserves are low.
Yeah. Gonna get more oxygen, more tethers right now. Okay. Oxygen, tethers.
Oxygen levels stabilizing.
We have 7 minutes left. After I get all of these big chunks out, we'll focus on getting the reactor out. Did I detach all of the cargo? No, I didn't. There we go.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
There we go. Now, I have to be careful with these bottom parts because they can nick the pipe as well. Because of course they can! Reason more why I should be focusing on the reactor now. Because this ship is so well built that I can actually access the reactor from bottom here. If you would just exit. Get out. Get down. Get down. Okay. Perfect. And you go in. Okay, you can go in as well. I think I actually detached the wrong bit. No, I didn't. I got it right. But this thing can go away as well.
Credits awarded.
Okay. We want to clear up the route for the reactor as always. Now this thing is free, so we will send it over there. Want it to be clear away from everything that can go boom. And that's pretty much it. This thing isn't free. Something is still connecting it. Probably the sides, but that's not important. Now this pipe should be empty.
Processing valuable
It
object.
isn't.
Credits awarded.
Oh, hold on. It is empty. I'm looking at the wrong pipe. And as long as it's highlighted like this, that's the only thing it should cut. Perfect. Much point in saving that, but better leaving it. So we will learn from.
5 minutes remaining in this shift.
5 minutes should be enough to get the reactor out of the way. Okay, that worked beautifully. I'm so happy I noticed that there were cut points now. Even though you're telling me that this is supposed to be going to the barge, not a single one has been saved yet. It's not accepting them. But it does say to go that it goes to the barge. Peculiar. Well, I'm going to yank them into the barge. Don't care. Okay, so here's the thing. This thing has a cover, and we have a clear route. So if I do this, no meltdown. And because the thing is laying on its side,
Credits deposited.
I don't have to get the whole thing out of its sleeve. I can just attach the thing and get it down. Bye bye!
Triggered. Action urgently required.
Magnificent. We didn't have to cut the coolant. We didn't have to deal with the sleeve. We didn't have to deal with the casing. We just open it up and it goes out beautifully. Magnanimous, magnificent. I love it. I love cargo ships. They are gorgeous.
Caution. Tether supplies are low.
I don't care. We did what we were supposed to do in this shift. So this is actually detached, but for some reason it's a single piece. Don't know why that is. I don't care why that is. Mission was successful. We didn't die. We didn't blow up. We got a lot of things salvaged. Now we will just yank as much of this stuff as we can to the barge before the shift ends. And that's it. We saved the reactor. Nobody died. No blow-ups. No problem. Nothing. Magnificent. We should still probably avoid hitting the reactor in the barge. At least until this shift is over. You know what? There's over a minute left. Well, there's 2 minutes left. I will get more tethers. Just because I'm greedy. Just because I'm greedy and I want to. We actually did use up quite a bit of fuel. Okay. But fuel is fine. There we go, and that, and that. Let's get all of the cargo down. Now it doesn't matter if we nick the coolant pipe. I don't care about it. I should actually get the coolant out.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
I should. Yeah, it would be a good idea to get the coolant out next.
Salvage secured. Credit deposited.
We got the cargo out.
Time to start wrapping things up. Weaver out.
Oh, I think this was a massively successful shift. I'm going to detach this as well, just because I can. Doesn't matter, shift is over. Oh, good. I was already thinking, oh no, that didn't get saved. 30 seconds, we can get this out of the way as well. One of the heat sinks. Probably should have detached it myself before setting it down. Ah, it doesn't matter. Anything else? Yeah, we could get some of the fuses out. I would rather get them in the group. So what we're gonna do next shift. So when it comes to these cargo ships, I like to go in a specific way. There we go. 6 million earned, 3 million for the reactor itself, and then a lot of extra millions for everything else. As you can see, bigger ships, bigger profits, as long as you don't mess up. But even if we did mess up and lose the reactor, it would still be a profit of 3 point something million. So we're good. And that's almost 1,000 points of I forgot what the name of the point. Never mind. I'm dumb. Tether amount. Please, yes. Now I have 25 tethers, so that means don't have to go as often to refuel them. 71, 82, 88, 69. I don't need to fix anything. We can move to the next shift. So this is shift number 3, and most of the ship is already salvaged. What we will be doing this shift is getting this front bit and the middle bit out, and the last shift we will get that thing out. So it is a very easy, well, not specific easy, but very fun ship to do, and you can be very methodical with it. I love it. As always, because we don't want to damage the generator. Dunk. Once you master the timing for that, it's no problem whatsoever. I will be saving all of the heat spreaders because they do cost quite a bit. The stereo one always messes me up. There we go. The fuses as well. That leaves the generator completely free and won't be damaged at all when I do this to it. Dang. Okay, so there is stuff inside of here, and as before, I will just burn this panel off because there's no point in being gentle. But I do have to be careful because they've made a little change, and if you overheat your cutter to the point where it actually goes off, it kills you. I would not be killed by my own tool, so I will be careful not to overheat. Last, I did manage to overheat the thing once, and it didn't kill me. It came close, but it didn't kill me. It set me on fire, which is a problem. Because there is nothing here, well, there is one item in the game that will fight fires, and that's this. The coolant. You can use it to fight fires, essentially. At least that's what it says. I don't know how to exactly do it, and I was never really in the position where I needed to. Okay, you go out. You're heavy, so enjoy a tether. I think ICU is one. Yeah, salvage ECU, not ICU, but ECU. That's something that we need for a work order. We need mechanicals for the certification.
Account credit applied.
And I broke it. No, I didn't. Oh, perfect. I would rather not break this. Perfect. It is like a ballet, this thing, trying to weave things out of tight corridors. Okay, this is expensive, as we always say, so we will try not to break it.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
And there is another heat spreader on the other side. Oh, it isn't a heat spreader. I thought there was another heat spreader on this. Oh, there is! Haha, I knew there was one. And I will stop destroying that panel the moment the developers make it so that I can detach that panel without having to... I'm forgetting words today. Essentially, you can't separate one material panel from another. So I can't separate that heat spreader from the... I missed. I can't separate the heat spreader from the aluminum panel it's on. And aluminum goes to the furnace and the heat spreader goes to the processor. So it's kind of a, where are you think you're going? It's kind of a really annoying thing where you have to sacrifice at least one of those things.
Salvage deposit accepted.
I choose to save the heat spreader because they are worth more. Aluminum really isn't that worth. Oh, battery cell. Battery, that goes to the barge. Smacked myself in the head with a bed.
Always use links branded repair
Well,
kits
my
to
head did
avoid
need a rest.
invalidating your warranty.
I love the, the radio errors. Okay, I'll, yeah, like before I said, we're just gonna burn this off. Oh. There are more damage that you can actually do to your suit, but I wasn't clumsy enough to do them yet. You can rupture your helmet. You can also rupture your suit. You can be set on fire. You've seen me do that. You can be electrocuted. You've seen me do that more than once. You can also be, I believe, irradiated. No, not radiated. Frozen. You can be frozen. Coolant. You've seen me do that as well. Last shift, I believe, as well. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to be sending this stuff out. Oh, the pipes now go into the furnace? No, they don't. They go into the processor. Why did I see furnace?
Oxygen reserves are low.
Oh,
Reminder,
what did I do? Oh,
asphyxiation can lead to missed salvage quotas.
there's only so much faffing about I'm willing to do before pulling out the tether. Not that it matters, but it matters.
Welcome to Vintage 9000.
Oxygen levels stabilizing.
So what do we have left? Thrusters, mechanicals, and computer terminals. Oh, I yanked this. Oh, so that's why the pipe didn't want to go. I didn't cut it properly. Oh, that's a shame. In you go. I've tilted the whole ship. That's fine. And this thing can go away as well. But this goes to the furnace. So in there you go. And you will need more than a single tether. So there you go. What's preventing you from moving? Can you explain that to me? I believe I've discovered what's preventing you from moving. It's falling apart. That's what's preventing it from moving. There are bits of that that actually go to the barge, but I am not disassembling that. Also, I probably should have cut it into tinier pieces. Go inside, you annoying...
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
Yeah, reactor plate, that was supposed to go differently, but that's okay. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. And the last bit of coolant, even though we don't need it anymore, but money is money, and money is good. 5 minutes left. We will definitely finish the cockpit at the very least, and then pray to the gods of random number generation not to have a crash. I hope they fixed whatever crash that was about. says salvage 6 computer terminals. Are there even 6 computer terminals in there?
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
I think they are.
Electrical damage. Note that excess electrical damage has been found to negatively impact long-term job satisfaction.
Cutter, you got 5 minutes left.
Ouch.
Knock out that work order before the
I would like to point out that I did manage to get that screen out intact and then broke it when I catapulted it into the barge. I also would like to point out it doesn't say that the mission has failed yet, which means that there should be at least enough computers inside of here to still finish that mission. Alternatively, the mission did fail, but since there are still computers to salvage, the game doesn't tell me it's failed because it doesn't know there are still computers to be salvaged.
Credits transferred.
I make absolutely no sense. The point is, the mission is still on. That didn't count as a computer terminal for some reason.
Credits deposited.
Are there any computer terminals? Yes. There are 2. So if I don't break these 2, then we're good. Okay.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. Now I will spend some time getting these storage boxes out before I send the whole thing down to Davy Jones' locker. Davy Jones' locker being the processor. Because these things actually worth something. They're worth salvaging.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
As I said, the point of the game is to make as much profit as you can in as little time as possible. That's the name of the game. That's what you want to do. So I'm always trying to maximize the profits I can make out of this. Hey Benin, or Benin, I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry. And you are completely right, this game is... I actually, before I got it, I actually watched on stream. It's extremely relaxing to both watch and listen to because of the soundtrack. The soundtrack is chilled to the bone. It's like playing some kind of a space western where you have zero violence. Well, zero violence apart of the violence that you cause to yourself by breaking stuff and smashing your head against the screen. What's this? Scrap. Okay, 1 minute 57 seconds left. I think that's the last piece of the storage. No, we will not be... We will not save the tethers, just... Tethers are my friend. I have many friends. Go in. There you go. While that's going in... Yeah, that's a very good point. Because the game is so enjoyable, but at the very same time, it is very easy to understand and easy to follow. Even if you hop in the middle of a salvage run, you know exactly what's going on and what's happening, what stage you're in. I didn't get the new ship yet, which is kind of disappointing, but I did get to break apart heavy cargo, which is currently my favorite ship in the game, the favorite ship type, so to speak. Actually, I managed to salvage more in this shift than I thought I would, which is surprising. Did that go in? Yes, it did. Perfect. So the next shift we will just get the remains out. We need to salvage the fuel, And then we'll pick up the next ship. Hopefully it'll be one of the new ones. But of course, it remains to the mercy of the game. Last time we did get it, but the game crashed. And if it crashes now, I will hurt something. Okay, 2.2 million out of that. And that's just from the cockpit contents and that bridge in the middle. So you can see atmosphere regulator. I always say that they're expensive. They are. 5 of them for $250,000. The fuses themselves, those little things, the little boxes, 72k just from them. So you want to save them. The heat spreaders are 30k a piece. So that's, if you ever wondered why I'm breaking apart those aluminum panels, yeah, aluminum doesn't go for much. Heat spreaders do. Yeah, 4 tons of, look at this, 4 tons of aluminum. So the whole big chunk of aluminum together was 56k. I got more from 2 panels of heat spreaders. Door console 640,000. ECU on its own was almost $250,000. That small little battery pack was 21k. And that's what I'm talking about. You want to maximize, even those small bits can be worth, but you have to know what's worth and what isn't. Those lamps that I'm breaking apart all the time and using it to bash the links with, they aren't worth anything. We're actually doing well on assert, already 10 million in, and we only took 1 ship. We will fix the cutter because that thing breaks apart so easily. We will not be upgrading anything because we want to buy some of our equipment. This should be the last shift for this particular ship. And then hopefully we'll get a Stargazer. Or whatever the name is of the science vessel that they brought into the game now. And I can delay this no more. We have to deal with the bloody airlocks. Let's get this. I can't get this thing out because this thing is still connected. And these things are still connected as well. I'm scared of fuel. I'm scared of fuel spontaneously exploding in my face, which it tends to do. So I'm not getting too close. But I do need to get too close enough to get those cut points off. Don't blow up. Thank you. You're gonna... Oh, there was another heat sink. There we go. And a heat spreader attached to it. We will be getting that out in a moment. Actually, we'll be getting that out right away. This isn't an aluminum. It is.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credit transferred.
It seems to be softer aluminum. It didn't take that much to break apart, and that's another 30k for us. And we can also get this out of the way as well. Now before I get the airlocks, let's get all the switches off. According to the mission, there is still 5 pieces of mechanical components left, but I think that the game is wrong. Or I've broken a switch somewhere, which is more likely. Especially because those bloody switches are so damn soft. Yeah, I've broken a switch somewhere. I don't have enough. I think there are 2 switches left here.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
I don't know what else counts as mechanical though. I think there is more mechanical components maybe on this ship that I'm not aware of being there, but yeah, I'm gonna be off by 1 switch. That's the one I broke. Yeah, off by 1. It doesn't say it's failed, so it seems like there's still something here that's mechanical. Let's check. Did I have a bit that didn't go into the... What's this? Furniture, crew bed. Why is that not in the barge?
Salvage secured.
What's this? I'm wasting some time. I shouldn't be wasting time, but I kind of want that last panel. What's this? Door console. I knew there was one, but it didn't break it, fortunately. Or I did. No, I didn't. Okay. Good. 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 Sometimes those things bounce off for some reason, and I don't know why, and it's annoying. I'm cutting from too far apart, and that might be dangerous. Get out of there. I want to get these airlocks out of the way before I go in, so I don't have to worry about them anymore. And because they are the most annoying thing to detach from anything else. I hope they would fix that. I hope there would be an easier way, or at least more sensible way of getting them off. No, cutting them off it is. Gonna detach the other one as well.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
There we go. There is a bit of satisfaction of cutting these things apart, but I like when things go neatly. That's why I'm trying to line up the cuts, even though there's no point. And I didn't line them up properly anyway. Okay. If I did my job well, this will split. Yes, it will. Excellent. You can go there. And I think that this is actually free of everything else, and I can just send it to the furnace. I did get the heat spreader out, so we can just be rid of this. And now you can see demonstrated in front of you why I love this ship. We have managed to essentially go through the ship from top to bottom with minimal danger, and we are now getting the edge of, well, the bottom of the ship, and we have nothing in the way, nothing's bugging us, nothing's out there that we need to get rid of. We just need to get these last bits out in the 9 minutes that are left, and that's it. Heavy cargo ships are awesome. Why are you lagging? Do not lag, please.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Might be just I lost some drops. I dropped some frames there. If that's the case, I apologize. It seems my internet is deciding to be a jerk today. And this should also be the last of the work orders. Yeah, that's the last thruster. Which means the only thing left is to, even though fuel isn't required, we still want to salvage it, and we do have the time for it.
Work order is now complete.
Yeah, work order completed. Now goes a bit of a tedium of getting these out and not smacking myself in the head with them. I will endeavor not to smack myself in the head with a fuel tank. Will I be able to do that? We will see. I will say that since the last update, it is easier to maneuver the fuel tank with a tether than it used to be. It used to be that the moment you pull it towards yourself, it was already floating at maximum velocity into your knob. That's no longer the case. They now seem to did something to update the thing, so now it's more easy to control. It also no longer spontaneously combusts when you pull it out. Now, to be clear, they do still blow up if you pull them off, and well, there is a chance of them blowing if there is still fuel in the pipe when you're pulling them off. But if you flush the fuel, which is why I always do that, they should be safe to handle. Well, safer in any case. See? See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. It collided with a bed frame and exploded, even though that bed frame is salvaged already. And that developers, if you ever see any of my videos, which is I still doubt you will, but if you do, here's a hint. If we put something in the barge, how about you not make it collidable with everything else? How about you just put a little border so whatever's flying into the barge is safe? Because there's no point in letting us wreck it after it's already salvaged. Why would you do that? Just to piss me off. That's the short answer. Just to piss me off and annoy me. Yeah, big oof. Big oof. It would have been a bigger oof if I smacked myself in the head with it and then it exploded. Surprisingly enough, a fuel tank exploding has not killed me yet. It has come close, but it hasn't killed me yet. Coolant did. Coolant explosion did somehow manage to kill me. Now this is something I have to be careful of, because I would rather not waste the last bit of nanocarbon into the furnace, because the tethers have run out. Also, are these part of the fuses? I believe they are. Yes, they are. They're not named though, so I have no idea what they are. Maybe the scanner tells me. What is that? No, it doesn't tell me what it is. But it does count for some strange reason, so you can salvage them. I think. No, you can't. It tells that it says that it goes to the barge and even registers it, but you can't really salvage it. Don't know what it is.
Cutter, you got 5 minutes left of this shift before they turn the lights out on you.
Okay, so all we need to do is get these last bits out, and that's one ship completed. Pretty much in an hour, so 1 hour per ship. For a gecko, that's not bad, at least not for me. I know that there are people who can do this in two shifts flat, and if you are one of them, then kudos, but I can't. Nor do I try, really. I prefer to take my time and just disassemble it systematically. For me, that's the beauty of the game, to systematically break things apart in a controlled fashion and not waste materials whenever possible. That's why I take my time and disassemble certain bits, even though I have to sometimes cut them apart. Go in. And there we go. With 4 minutes to spare. Thor Mark II, consider yourself salvaged. And that was a full 100% salvage with all of work orders completed. And I can end the shift 3 minutes early. And that's another 3.3 million earned. 800,000 of it just for the last panels of nanocarbon. So the ass of the ship is almost a million on its own. Airlock console. So those two airlocks we salvaged were, well, 5 of them, of those airlock consoles, were 200,000 total. One heatsink alone is 64,000. Door consoles are actually surprising. They're 24,000, which is a lot. That fuel pipe wasn't much, but I didn't really expect much out of the fuel pipe. Fuel pipes are more of a bother than anything else, but since they are easy to manage, I just throw them in. What else? Thruster is 1.3 million for 3 of them. Those fuel tanks, or fuel tank, singular? Why is it only counting 1? Oh, it's counting the kilograms of fuel inside of them, I guess. Never mind. And thrusters caps are 130,000. Not bad.